thanks to Need a Car, it's time to check out highlights from Repco Beach Hop 18. No need to beat around the bush here. Whangamata's Repco Beach Hop is simply massive. 5 days, 1,200 plus registered vehicles, 110 retro caravans, crowd estimates well in excess of 100,000, and one very average weather forecast. Fortunately, only the latter didn't play out. Mother Nature really only having her way after Sunday's final prize giving. But looking at this lot, I'm not sure it put many people off coming anyway. Yep, she's huge all right, and that makes standing out a little bit tough.
Standing out at an event like this with just so many cars, it is a real challenge. It's a sensory overload everywhere you go, the noise, the colours, just the makes and models of cars. So I guess creativity, you don't want to be gimmicky, but you also need to have some kind of, I guess, something that draws your attention. I think you really need to have the full package as far as engine bays, interiors. It's not just a shiny paint job is not going to make you stand out in this many cars.
But plenty are up for the challenge. At 18 years on, the Hop has become the event to debut your fresh car. There were a number this year and they didn't disappoint.
Yeah, it's a 1962 Holden EK panel van. It's running a 350 Chev. It's a crate engine. Yeah, I've just finished it after 4 years. I purchased it as an unfinished project. The gentleman who did the original chop and everything did a fantastic job. And basically I've taken over the project and finished it off to how I wanted it. Yeah, I've always liked oddball Holdens. I used to have an FC Holden panel van, and it's just unusual. You go to a car show and you just don't see those cars. I just like the rarity, the unusualness of the panel vans, I guess, and yeah, that's it. Always wanted to have a cool old Holden. Now I've got 3 of them. No more cars. I'm looking at a Ford next week.
While the new stuff certainly got people talking, it's very much the year-in, year-out festival regulars that give Repco Beach Hop the atmosphere other events envy.
Yeah, 16 years we've had this car. Brought as a rust bucket from Wellington 16 years ago and gradually fixed up to where it is now. Knowing what I know now, I never would have brought that car, but if I never brought that car, I wouldn't know what I know now. Been in Wellington its whole life from brand new in 67, so it required a lot of panel work, a lot of patches, and a lot of body work and paint and everything, yeah. It's running a stroked Mopar 400 out to 470 cubes. The pillarless shape really grabbed me, as well as the front headlights. Yeah, we drive this car a lot. I think we've got 50,000 miles on it. And yeah, we just love burning gas in it. 98 octane, burn lots of it. It's great.
The New Zealand car scene is quite unique because obviously we've got a lot of American stuff, but there's also the sort of Pommy stuff as well, and the Aussie stuff. You know, there was New Zealand built cars here, so you might find a car that you think's American. Hang on, it's right-hand drive. It was assembled at Todd Motors in Porirua or something like that. So there is a real mix. You know, it's not just that American graffiti sort of scene that's that sort of 50s, 60s Americana. The variety is good because it's really exposure that gets you hooked on some things. You know, like if you hang around with people with American cars, you get exposed to them and you think, hey, that's cool, I want to do this, this and this. But if you hang out with a bunch of guys that have got sort of Pommy cars, or you start looking at those cars, you might think, hang on, that's cool. So it really just depends how exposed you are to the scene and how immersed in it as to where your sort of tastes go. And around here, you know, there's a bit of everything. So whatever your taste is, it's catered for.